My name is Troy Blackwell. I know that I'm a new face to many of you, but I'm a proud Afro-Latino from the South Bronx, New York. I got into this work because at the age of 18, unfortunately, I was the victim of a hate crime. Today, I stand before you as one of the first non-binary candidates to run in the DNC's 177-year history. I'm proud to be the only Afro-Latino in this race. I'm asking you to take a chance on someone like me, a proud non-binary Afro-Latino from the South Bronx.
The final tally of votes, Troy Blackwell, 0. Pause for a second for housekeeping, but let me do some.
The Democrat Party is in the tanks right now, and I'm going to show you why. You see, they recently had their elections, right? And to show you why we don't have to worry about Democrats coming back into leadership, because they doubled down on these woke, terrible DEI policies. They're doubling down on that. They're doubling down on their race baiting. And for some reason, they believe that pushing this same message, these woke policies, are going to somehow make the American people fall in love with the Democrat Party. And it's done the opposite. As a matter of fact, right here, I'm going to show you a couple video clips today of exactly just how bad it is and how delusional the Democrat Party is, and what we can do to make sure that not only do we keep people that are on the right side of history moving in the right path, but we can avoid allowing anybody else to fall for this BS propaganda that's coming from that other party. Check out this this segment with Jake Tapper and the senator who was also Hillary Clinton's running mate in the 2016 presidential election. Let's listen to what they have to say about the downfall of the Democrat Party, and then we're going to get back to it.
The Democratic National Committee picked a new head over the weekend on the matter of the Democratic Party. We saw some stark numbers this week about how the American people view the Democratic Party. You see there, this is a Quinnipiac poll, 57% of the American people have an unfavorable view of the Democratic Party, only 31% favorable. This is the worst number for the Democratic Party since Quinnipiac University began asking the question, and it's not an outlier. A recent CNN poll found a 33-year low favorable rating with the Democratic Party. Why is your party so staggeringly unpopular with the public?
Jake, you know me, I'm a Virginian. I know one state well and not so well the other 49. In Virginia, we've gone from one of the most ruby red states in the country to now having put electoral votes behind Democrats 5 elections in a row. I just won my reelection by a sizable margin against Donald Trump's hand-picked Republican opponent. And I'll tell you how we've done it. We focus on the economy. This is what we do in Virginia, and I think sometimes national Democrats don't. We focus on competent government and running the economy in a great way that focuses on innovation and advancing. We have what we call a make, build, grow agenda. While the Republicans are talking about cutting taxes and cutting regulation, and most people understand that tax cutting is just for the wealthiest, on the Democratic side in Virginia, and I think we can do this nationally, we talk about make, build, grow. We want to make it here, we want to build it here, and in ag and forestry, we want to grow it here. And the Dems have the results to back it up. It's just that so often Democratic candidates don't emphasize that. And so, yeah, the American public looks at standard campaigns. They don't see Democrats advertising on the economy, which is their principal concern. And so they have wonders about us. Let's return to the bread and butter basics that people want to really focus on. And I think the Democrats can do well, especially when Donald Trump's tariffs are driving up their prices every day.
Well, I don't want to get too in the weeds of Virginia politics, but your governor is a Republican, and he beat handily a former Democratic governor when he ran for that position.
By 1.8%. The last 2 Republicans that won the governorship in Virginia won by comfortable double digits. Our governor is a Republican. He ran during a very good year to be a Republican, and he won barely. We have a governor's race this year in Virginia. We feel really, really good about our chances. We just took both houses of the state legislature. We got a great candidate for governor. I think the governor's race in Virginia in November 2025 will be the first bellwether test of a Democratic comeback. And I'm feeling really, really good about that right now.
If you're enjoying this video and you like the content, do me a solid, hit that like button. I will never ask you for a cash out. I'll never ask you for a super chat. You hitting that like is currency. It helps spread the video around and gets it to where other people can see it and become informed like you and I are. And If you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. On this channel, I share sales strategy and political and current events. So hit that subscribe button. Once you do, click the notification. See that bell? Hit the notification bell and select all. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Okay, so we just heard Senator Tim Kaine give his explanation as he said, well, you know, hey, in Virginia, we're doing what and this, that, and the other. And then Jake Tapper, when I don't agree with Jake Tapper, but Jake Tapper's funny. He made the face while he was talking all of that noise. Said, well, hey, listen, Virginia just elected a Republican governor. And what he's not telling you is that the amount of money that they spent in Virginia against Glenn Youngkin, who is now the Republican governor of Virginia, was astounding. And so for him to say that, oh, you know, it was a good year to be a Republican, this, that, and the other, what was good about it? The media was completely against every single Republican. The Democrat Party was so full of propaganda that they couldn't even see outside of their own echo chamber, that the rest of the world was screaming for change. And I'm about to show you another example of why more people, and I'm talking about young women, black, white, brown, yellow, gay and straight, are fleeing the Democrat Party. Listen to their rules for their election that they had this past weekend for the Democratic National Committee's leadership. And you tell me if any of this makes any sense to you. Check this out.
Second for housekeeping, but let me do some explanation on how we're going to move forward. We have an amazing group of new officers so far. As you know, our 3 at-large vice chair positions are used to ensure gender balance among 7 offices: treasurer, secretary, national finance chair, and vice chair for civic engagement and voter participation, and the 3 at-large vice chairs. Our rules specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules. To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week, but I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent. The order of balloting is designed to ensure equal access to the ballot, regardless of gender identity. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as 1 male and 1 female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot. Any candidate, male, female, and non-binary, can be elected on that ballot. After a candidate is elected on the first ballot, we'll have 1 officer of the 3, so then we will know which position is filled of the 1 male, 1 female, and 1 vice chair of any gender. Our second ballot would also be for a candidate of any gender. Then our third ballot will be the 3rd position that is remaining based on the 2 results. Either a male candidate if a candidate that is not male has not been elected, or a female candidate if a female has not been elected.
It's because you can.
Did any of that make any sense to you? Because if a doggone sure it didn't make any sense to me. Okay, as you can see in this woke ideology in this election, you know, to make sure we represent, as if like if somebody is a gay person, as if they don't live in the same economy, on the same planet, in the same country, in the same city, as if because they're non-binary or gay or something like that, they have this different, unique position on what? The issues are the issues. And the main issue I see is that they make everything about race. And as a black man, they do not speak for all black people. All black people don't see everything as race. As a matter of fact, I'll be the first to admit that I am well aware of the atrocities that happen in this country. But I'll also let you know that I'm well aware that the people that are walking around me today, that are living today, had nothing to do with that. That's like beating up a baby for what their mom or their dad did, or beating up a child for what their great grandmother did. So imagine a kid going into high school and just some random people coming to start beating the crap out of them and say, what's that for? That's for what your great granddaddy did. Does that even make logical sense? No. And they know that, because the same party that puts all of this racial division and hate just elected a guy named Ken Martin, who's a white guy from Minnesota, and a vice chair named David Hogg, who's a white kid. And, you know, so does that make any sense? That does not matter. It should not matter. Are they the best leaders for the party? Now, what you have here on your screen is the ghetto congresswoman, Jasmine Crockett. I can't stand this lady, because this isn't even how she actually speaks and talks on a regular basis. You should see some of the videos, and I would have dug them out, but I didn't feel like taking the time. When she was first coming into Washington, it's almost like somebody said, hey, girl, if you want to get any type of TV time or get your donations up, you need to go crazy and just make it all about race all the time. See, that's what the Democrat Party does. They'll take a black face and get them up there to say what everybody else really feels, because, you know, everybody's afraid you can't say anything back to a black woman. Bull crap. I'm here to tell you that what she spews is hatred, division, and it's BS. And myself and a ton of black people that I know, men and women, do not agree with this woman's point of view and ideology. So if you're watching this and you've thought like, oh, she might speak for everybody, no, she does not. Like you've heard before, the black race is not a monolith. We individually think, unless you're a Democrat, then you know they can't help it. But check out this race baiting crap from her.
You can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We're not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed.
I can't take it. See, this lady now, she says, those of us on this side, like everybody on the Democrat side, is all black and brown and Latino. It's not. This is nothing more than grandstand propaganda to get the ignorant part of the black community excited. You don't see anybody walking around saying, woo, Jasmine Crockett. Most black people I know think she's ignorant. I think she's ignorant. Now, let me show you some of the other secret weapons that the Democrat Party has. This is their secret weapon. The young gentleman you see with the bullhorn, that's David Hogg. He's the new vice chair of the Democrat National Committee. He is also this freaking psychotic gun ban advocate. Now you got this young kid who's never had his own household, doesn't have a wife, doesn't have children, doesn't have to worry about protecting anything or anybody, who's trying to tell those of us who live in the real world why guns are unnecessary and a bad thing. And then on the other side, that is Malcolm Kenyatta. He was also, remember that stuff you just heard about the, you got to get one male, one female, and one non-binary? Well, guess what? You tell me what you think he is. That is your non-binary selection for co-vice chair with David Hogg. So they're literally splitting the positions. It's nuts. And as you can see, Mr. Kenyatta is with his husband, who is who's a journalist with the left-wing publication Politico. Okay, now this is the Democrat Party's attempt. This is their secret weapon to get back young males and young voters. Let me tell you, they will fail miserably, because luckily we still got young men in this country that are sane and sound mind. You know what I mean? They're not going to be excited by seeing a gay black man telling them, yeah, right on. And they're not going to be excited about a young white kid telling them why they don't need guns, while they're looking at the same Democrat Party letting criminals loose, illegal immigrants murdering people and touching on children. And you got this jerk trying to tell you why you don't need weapons. Get out of here. The Democrat Party will fail in 2028. And so I hope they stay on this path. I hope they keep doing this, and I hope you do too. I hope you realize that, and you want them to keep on this path too, because as long as they keep spewing this psycho craziness, We don't have to worry, but we have to do our part as Republicans and as Americans to make sure that we are voting in people in our cities, in our states, in our state legislatures, city councils, mayoral races. You know, the presidential election is sexy. Everybody wants to be a part of that. But it is the one election that has the least impact on what happens in our day-to-day. Now, granted, it would not have mattered if Kamala Harris and the Democrats would have gotten the White House. Man, Katie barred the door. Katie barred the door. But luckily, we do have a good leader. So now we have to do our part on the local and state level. And I know with our help, we can truly, truly help make America great again, make America healthy again, and make America safe again. So I just wanted to jump in and share that with you. The Democrat Party is tanking. Their favorability right now is at 31%. I mean, and their unfavorability is at 57%. The lowest it's been in nearly 20 years. And that's only since they've been tracking it through the Quinnipiac poll. You know, Democrats were flying high when Obama was running. But yet he showed his hand and they lost a lot. Joe Biden just laid all the cards on the table and people are fleeing like they see the perfect storm coming, running out of here as quick as they can. So let's keep up the good fight. Hey, listen, if you like the video, please like it, share the video. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe. I'm Brian Maxwell, and I appreciate you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out.